It is me, Jennifer, from Free and On the Road. I have been doing my Instagram and my social media now for about a year and a half, and I've decided to take a little turn and really emphasize and kind of go into a niche market of something that I really love and really enjoy. If you've been following along my journey as I've grown, I've been sponsored by a lot of people and done a lot of things, and the biggest sponsor that I had is Epicurean Coffee, which is a specialty coffee roaster that has partnered with me. They have given me specialty coffee over the last year and a half, and it's been amazing, and I've really loved that journey. If you know me outside of the social media world, you know that I love coffee. Coffee is something that I have always loved from a young age. I remember I'll give you just like a little brief history. I am from Maui, Hawaii. It's where I was born and raised. And I remember when the first Starbucks opened. And I know Starbucks kind of gets a bad rap because of how commercialized they are, but it is how I started loving coffee. And they really have, as far as I'm concerned, have really helped the industry of coffee grow and making awareness for good coffee, and open the doors for smaller roasters and baristas and things like that to really expand on the coffee industry and make coffee as fine as wine. And they actually have testers for coffee now. They're called graders, and they're like the sommeliers in the coffee world. And that is actually my goal, is to get my graders test. I have wanted to do this for years. I actually wanted to open a coffee shop when I was younger, and it just never happened. And now I realize I don't want to own a coffee shop. I want to help push this industry and push small roasters and getting the word out there for people to know about these roasters and how passionate they are for making good coffee. So if you're somebody who loves coffee, or maybe you just want to follow along with my journey, I would ask that you head over to my YouTube, Free and On the Road, and start following my journey. My goal on my YouTube channel now will be to go into coffee shops, and I will do interviews with the owners. I want to go to coffee shops that specialize in specialty coffee. I want to go into coffee shops that really have a high quality level for the coffee that they make. And I want to go into coffee shops that are roasting coffee that is at a cupping level that is above 90%, so I can bring that coffee roast home and do my home barista things also. So I just got gifted from my family my new Bevel machine, and I started making espresso at home, and this is kind of where this stemmed from, was wanting to do coffee grade coffee at home. I have become very high maintenance with my coffee. I don't want to just go to any coffee shop. I am particular about the taste and the flavor, and that's one of the reasons why I really want to get my graders certificate, so that I can really hone in and specialize on that. And I want to bring you, my audience, some of the best coffees around the US. I might be able to expand more outside of the US eventually, but right now I would like to go to small town coffee shops or specialty roasters. So as my audience, I'd love for you to send me names of coffee shops, or if you're a coffee shop that you are a small specialty roaster and you'd like me to come in, and my goal is to come in and do an interview, how you started your coffee shop, what's your passion about coffee, things like that. And I would like to do a mini series or a docu-series of different coffee roasters around the US. I have been doing coffee shop reviews on my Instagram now for about 2 years. And I just go in and I blind taste it. They don't know I'm there. I look around the shop and I show you guys the coffee shops I've been to. And that's like a 30-second clip on my Instagram. Well, I want to take a deeper dive. I already know 3 coffee shops that I would like to contact, and I've already talked to their owners to start the interview process for this docu-series I'd like to do on YouTube. And what I would like to do is go back to these coffee shops that really have outstanding quality coffee. Not only do they have good coffee, but they have good staff. The coffee shops have good atmosphere. So when you go traveling, or maybe it's your hometown, you'll be aware of these coffee shops. So that's kind of what my goal is with this new YouTube that I'm doing, is teaching or bringing to you these coffee shops. I feel like the coffee industry has really exploded, and I feel like there's not enough knowledge about what good coffee is. And that's why so many people, when they make a coffee or they go to a coffee shop, they're getting these sugar-filled drinks. Well, if you're a real coffee drinker like me, then you don't need cream and you don't need sugar. You just need a good cup of coffee, because if the coffee tastes good, you don't need to hide it. It shouldn't taste bitter. It shouldn't taste sour. It shouldn't give you an upset stomach. So there's different things into going into roasting coffee and brewing your coffee that make that better. So if you're a home barista and you want to learn along with me as I start the journey of actually baristing myself, I will be doing some videos on that. I have one coming up of me making this drink, actually, which is an iced shaken Americano with a little bit of honey and cinnamon. This was actually, what do you call that? What is the word I'm looking for? Inspired. This is inspired by a coffee shop actually in Conway, Arkansas. I think it's Arkansas, not Oklahoma. I live on the Oklahoma-Arkansas border, so I get lost sometimes. Conway, Arkansas, and their coffee shop is Round Mountain Coffee. I've fallen in love with their signature drink, which is a Round Mountain Cortado, which is a cortado with cinnamon and honey. And so I had to try it in a shaken Americano. So big shout out to Round Mountain Coffee. Thank you for that. I really appreciated that drink. It every time I drive through, which I've been there enough now that they know who I am, but every time I drive through, I make sure I stop and get one. So that is one of the shops that I would like to reach out to and talk to the owner and get an interview of. And then I have a couple others. I have one in Amarillo, Texas, that is over the top that I would like to meet with. There is a roaster here in actually Rogers that I would like to do an interview with. They are one of the top specialty roasters, I think, in the US. And then there's another one in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I have some coffee shops on the radar that I've already visited, that I already feel like have outstanding quality, and I would like to get those as my interviews. So sorry for all the rambling. I just wanted to do a little update so you guys all know what I'm looking at doing. I will still be doing travel videos with my husband at Cruising with Kevin and Jennifer. So as we travel, I would like to expand and do the other things that we travel and do. But this channel, Free and on the Road, is going to specialize in my coffee roasting journey. I am going to try to keep you updated on my Q-graders. I am looking into getting the certification. It looks like it's pretty intense. Like I said, I've wanted to do it for a long time. I'm going to see about taking the courses and doing all that. So I will keep you guys updated on that. I will be getting some coffee shops that I'm getting interviews on. I'm hoping it'll probably be like a 6-month timeline, because I want to be able to get you good quality interviews. I want to be able to have good information that I'm giving you and not just throw something out there. And for now, I will keep posting my content on Instagram and my shorts here on YouTube, Free and on the Road. I will post the ones that I've already done mini reels and reviews for. If you have any questions, or if you have any coffee shops, or if you have a coffee that you would like me to try at home, right now I actually got a coffee from a coffee shop in New Mexico, and I've been using that in my espresso machine. I normally use Epicurean Coffee. Like I said, Epicurean Coffee is one of my big sponsors. They've been my sponsors from the beginning. When I'm on the road, I do my own coffee because I can't always find a good coffee shop. So I actually use an AeroPress on the road with my Epicurean Coffee. So just so you have an idea of what is going to be covered, that's about it. I really appreciate everybody who's followed my journey on Instagram so far. I really appreciate everybody that's going to follow me on this journey. This channel is new. I only have 1 subscriber. So, I mean, share me around. Tell your friends if they like coffee, or if they don't and they just want to have a good time watching me mess up my home coffee, or when the interviews come out from these coffee shops, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. I am on all the socials, but I mainly do Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I do have what is the other one called? The other one that the kids go on, I don't remember. I have other social as well. I'm just not as good as updating it. You can message me on here on YouTube, or you can message me on Facebook, or you can message me on Instagram. My handle is Free and On the Road on all of my social medias across all platforms. And I look forward to doing this journey with you guys. Have a great day and keep the coffee brewing.